Back at it again. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? I've been going hard in the paint with my shit lately. Creation over consumption as of late, which is the general rule of thumb, but consumption ain't bad. Everything in moderation, bro. But as a creator, I be creating, pumping out content, feeding y'all some information. Bro, my teachings is free. I don't even try. Bro, I could run $1,000 course for everything I know. Honestly, probably more. Definitely more. Because, like, a lot of these rich motherfuckers, these business tycoons and bullshit, they max out the matrix, but they still have yet to even touch their soul. So I know a lot of the times I've actually had this pop in my head, and I've had this suggested to me for a business idea, which I'll share with y'all, but I won't yap to other people about because I stay on the low. But people who resonate with me are on this channel, so like maybe sometime in the future I'll run a course for rich ass fucking people who want to know what the hell a soul is, and then I can give them the download of downloads of this whole entire how this universe fucking runs. Till then, we chillin'. I'll just do YouTube, bro. No interest in that currently. Low priority. Oh, we got the mushroom coffee. Perfect temperature, bro. Yo. It's a bit toasty in this car, but I don't want to put my windows down too much because it do be raining a bit. So, that being said, we are going to get into it. I am going to talk my shit, per usual. Based upon my own personal testimony, my experience. Oh, also we got sour sop right here. Oh! Okay. We're going to talk about glowing up and coming up through God, the light, the Most High, Spirit Source, and glowing up and coming up through the Matrix, Satan, the Demiurge, the dark forces. So I want to discuss these differences because all I ever see is people do it through the Matrix. People do it through Satan. People do it through... I don't like using the word Satan. That just means the adversary. Same with Lucifer. Luciferianism is just putting the individual first before God. Do what thou wilt type dilemma type shit. So I'll just say God and the devil for simplicity's sake. Every goddamn artist, every goddamn actor, every goddamn podcaster, news anchor, influencer, social media icon, literally anybody in this day and age that has a following and traction, that has support from the system, is propped up by the media, blah, blah, blah. They all do it through the Matrix, which is the overall sensation of, I want to get big and famous, but I am here. I don't want to do the hard work. I don't want to climb up to the top. I want to get famous now. And that happens by them selling their soul to a production company, a record label, Hollywood, any of that bullshit. Because they're unaware that these forces even exist, which is prominent in a lot of child stars. Because if you see, bro, most of the motherfuckers that come up through the Matrix, through the devil, that glow up through the devil, they always have this glow up. They get all this fame, but they aren't built in the soul. So they receive the rewards they wanted, but they aren't built enough to hold it. That's why you see a lot of these athletes, million dollar contracts, end up going broke after they leave the team. Or so I was talking to some guy about some other football player who ended up being homeless or some bullshit after having a $10 million a year contract. And I'm like, this is crazy. It's because they aren't built to handle the wealth. You're just a pawn when you do it through the devil in the Matrix. So that's why you see a lot of child stars come up in Hollywood and they get a huge cult following, and then they reach a specific age, normally around their mid-20s, and then they just fall off the map. Britney Spears, Kesha, fucking, oh my god, I just had a few names on the tip of my tongue, now they're escaping me. Lindsay Lohan, Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, they can't handle it. Now, I'm not going to get into the topic of cloning, adrenal, vril, body snatching. I'm not going to get into that stuff. I'm just focusing on the difference between coming up through God and coming up through the devil. When you come up through the devil, you are immediately rewarded with everything you want. Matrix, with the physical realm, like money, the hoes, the fame, the recognition, the status, whatever. But you don't get built and fortified in the soul. That's why a lot of these motherfuckers, a lot of these rock stars also die young and shit, because they OD. But the ones that actually OD because they don't know how to handle it, bro. Can't blame them. Dude, if I wasn't built through God and I came up as Coco Bean Flow and I was a hit sensation and I wasn't fortified, dude, this shit would be overwhelming as fuck. I'm very blessed that God pulled me out of that fire and went, no, not you. You, this artist, Coco Bean Flow, you are gonna do it through me, through God. While everyone else runs the rat race of the Matrix, sells their soul. You have to sell your soul in order to get it out the mud through the Matrix, man. You have to sell your soul in some way, shape, or form. Be it a literal selling of your soul to the devil, like the Crossroads type shit, and die young. Or you sign a contract saying, oh, I'm gonna allow them to do this heinous bullshit with my what do you call it? Not items. My music, my creations, and I don't give a shit. I just want the money. But you can't break that contract or they will come after you and make it look like a suicide. But when you do it through God, through the Matrix, it's all quick. Quick success, quick fame, quick status, quick recognition, quick moolah, quick hoes. Because the hoes go fast. Fast women, bro. Quick. I just want to get to my dream life like that. Without building myself as a person. Because that doesn't matter in the Matrix. But when you do it through God, God will build you first before anything else follows. Because with the physical realm is the money, the hoes, the fame, the status, the bullshit, the slop. The slop is the Matrix. The physical realm, the 3D. The good shit is the spiritual, the spirit, the soul, God, energy. And the spirit realm, which is higher dimensional, and the physical realm is within the spiritual. So that's why you see a lot of these motherfuckers come up and max out their physical realm. They max out the Matrix, they get all the money, the hoes, the women, the fame, status, whatever the hell. But they still don't feel fulfilled. They still have that hole in their heart. They still feel empty, that void inside them. That money doesn't make happiness. That whole saying comes from this, because they maxed out the Matrix bar, the 3D bar, the physical bar. But the spirit realm, the unseen, and the God inside of them is untouched. And that is the void. So when they That's why you see a lot of rich people get rich and shit, like what I just listed, and then they're like, oh, but I want something more meaningful. I don't even care about the money anymore. Yeah, the big house and the cars are nice and the women are nice, but it doesn't do it for me, because they're not built in the spirit. When you're built in the spirit, you don't need anything. Anything. I could be, I don't know, on the top of a goddamn mountain in the Andes with like one pair of underwear. I don't know, my meditation tools and a graham cracker, and I'll be like, thank you, God, this is beautiful. For this experience, like, I love this shit. I'm here for a reason. Like, thank you. I'm very blessed to even be alive right now. This is great. I'll make the most of it. That's what being built in the spirit is. Being built in the matrix is thinking you have to have that dream life or you won't be happy. But the trick is to be built in the spirit, to have God build you up on the internals and the unseen. So when you do get that matrix win, when that comes next, as above, so below, as within, so without, when my inner world flourishes and up and expands, my outer world has no choice. It's physics to flourish and expand, but it comes after. There's a delay. Start today. So when you're built through the spirit, God will max out all of your internal stats. Like, let's say you have anger issues, or you're depressed, you have body dysmorphia, you have anxiety, you have a whole 100-page slew of issues. God will work on one stat at a time. Slide that pole to the other end of the spectrum, or where your soul desires, via polarity, the Hermetic law of polarity. So God will slide. So hate and love are the same exact energy, man, just different degrees, just as hot and cold. If you look at a thermometer, that red mercury is one singular substance, but the degree of it goes up and down depending on if it's hot or cold, where the energy is, but it's the same energy. So if you have a lot of hate in your heart, God will take that and he will help you alchemize and transmute that into love, and that stat checked off. Now let's move on to the next one. Oh, you're depressed? I'm gonna build you to not need anything at all to be happy and fulfilled, for peace and prosperity. He'll slide that bar, check. Now let's say you got financial problems, like lack and scarcity issues, mindsets, generational curses, karmic cycles, loops, all this bullshit that you're dealing with. God will teach you how to deprogram these lack and scarcity programs that were installed into you during the indoctrination stage and the social conditioning stage of your life, i.e. a kid, and basically everything until now, honestly. And he'll slide that, teach you some better habits, mindsets, and patterns, and then put you in that abundant state of being. Check. He'll work that whole list with you, man. And he'll be there with you the whole entire fucking time. And he'll do half the work for you. You just have to meet him halfway. So when you max out the internals and you actually become the person capable of holding what you truly desire, when you max out that spirit, the physical has no choice but to honor and reflect, because the spirit comes first. That's why when people max out the matrix, when people max out the physical, the spirit doesn't honor and reflect it, because the physical comes secondary to the spiritual plane of existence and states of being. So you could go your whole life with $100 million in your bank account, not a worry in the world, but your spirit is in pain because there's a void and you're not fulfilled. You can live that life. A lot of people do, bro. Or, I'm not saying you have to live one or the other. These are just two extremes, for examples. Or you could be, I don't know, homeless out in the fucking Amazon jungle, living with the goddamn jaguars and whatever the hell else is out there. Maybe you're part of some remote village or some shit. You don't have $1 to your name, but you're content. You're happy as fuck. You're provided with everything you need. You actually enjoy this way of life, like, and your spirit is complete because you maxed out the spirit without the need of the physical. So when you glow up through the spirit, or when you glow up through the matrix, the devil, he will give you that quick win to where you don't even have time to build yourself. And on top of that, you'll get the support of everybody in your reality. Everyone's gonna clap at you. Yay! Good job! Go do it! Because the devil, this is the devil's domain. This world is ran by the devil, the demiurge, the false light god of this matrix. The god of the false light matrix. He will have, since he is in charge of, the devil's in charge of every system, financial, economic, political, state, governmental, like medical, education, everything the devil's in charge of. That's why shit's so fucked up. Why humanity is forsaken. This is literally the devil's playground that God allows the devil to play in his little sandbox with us. But we have free will, so when we choose God willingly, of our own free will and volition, God will pull us out of that sandbox and go like, okay, now I'll work on you, while everyone else is like getting pummeled in the sandbox. Because they didn't choose me. Simple as that. When you choose God, God chooses you. But in all honesty, God chooses you before you even choose God. Because both of y'all already chose each other, because time isn't relevant. Everything's happening here and now. Blah, 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 blah. Not getting into that. Not getting into my reality dissection bullshit. But when you do it through the devil, man. Like what? Oh, your favorite actors, celebrities, A-list people, musicians, art, all the people that you know are doing it. They do it because they get all the support from every system. Social media outlets will prop you the fuck up. And people in your circle, in your vicinity, will love you. They'll be like, wow, look at him, wow. But when you do it, because it's all illusion. Because they see you getting it. And they're like, oh, go get it. Look at him, go get it. But when people see you build your spirit and correct the incorrectness inside of yourself, grow and build and break out of that cage and that shell that was trapping you. When you do all the hard work that anybody can do, but you actually decided to fucking go and do it. When you do that, you show everybody else what they're not doing. What would that make your typical human feel? Jealousy, envy, hate, rage, guilt? Like, I see it with the people close. I can't even get my family to support me, to say good job, to even give a hair of recognition, positive encouragement, and support. I don't need that. I don't need validation. I don't need approval. I don't need any of it. I obviously don't, because I'm doing it without it. But it's what I notice. The ones closest to you, when you're not doing it through the devil, when you're doing it through God, you indirectly show them what they're not doing and how they're lacking, how they're slacking and not attacking life. It's like, imagine you live in a town full of fat people. Big old 400-pound fat people. Fat motherfuckers. Biggers. A bunch of biggers. Bunch of biggers, man. You live in this town, and you are fat yourself. You are a bigger, a 400-pound bigger, and it's like customary to be fat, to be big, to do all this bullshit. But then you have this pull in yourself, and you're like, I kind of want to get in shape. I kind of want to lose weight, get more muscular, and I kind of want to do a bodybuilding show. That'd be cool. And when you talk about your dream of doing a bodybuilding show in a town full of fat people, they laugh at you. They go, yeah, sure, you'll never do that. That's not for people like us. That's not for people like the limiting beliefs, the bullshit. Unload all the bullshit. And they'll point, they'll laugh at you, they'll think you're fucking delusional and crazy. They're like, yeah, no way you're fucking doing that. We're not supposed to be doing that, so you're not supposed to be doing that. They cast this bullshit onto you. And then let's say you overcome that, and then you actually take authority and you start doing it. You actually start hitting the treadmill, you start going on walks, you start watching your caloric intake, you start exercising, you start hitting muscle groups, start working on your mobility, you start learning about nutrition, about how the body works, about burning calories, about energy. You start learning all these things, you go down the rabbit hole, next thing you know, you're down 50 pounds. And then you're down 100 pounds. Now you got 300 left to go. And now in a town full of 400-pound fat people, you're now the only 300-pound person. People will see this change and go like, he's actually doing it. I hope he doesn't make it all the way, because then that's going to make me look really, really, really bad and really fat. And that's when you're going to see people fall away. People will literally remove themselves out of your life while still monitoring you and surveilling you, because they don't want anything to do with you because it makes them look bad, but they want to see if you're actually going to achieve what you set out to achieve, even though you are doing it step by step by step by step by step, and that compounds. You may not notice day to day because you're doing like micro steps each day, but like zoomed out, if someone checks in on you 1 month and checks on you another month, they see that compound. They're like, he's doing it. By God, he's doing it. Ma, look at him, he's doing it. I can do that too. No, you can't do that. You're supposed to be fat your whole life. Oh, shit, you right, Ma. I'll go hit him. That's pretty much how it goes, bro. That's actually a phenomenal example. The fat people example. The town of fat people. So you'll notice you won't get any support. Any support. You may meet people along the way from different towns and states that are on that health journey, and they support you because they are aligned with you and you run into each other. But from your hometown, you will never receive that support, because you show everyone what they are capable of doing but are neglecting to do because it's hard. It requires work. It's not instant gratification. There's no dopamine rushes. Oh, but I don't want any long-term goals. I want to be fat. It's this kind of shit. So when you do it through God, you gotta learn how to do it alone. Bro, even Jesus, yeah, sure, man had 12 disciples, but you want to know what bro was doing before that? Bro was moving around town to town because he was getting hated for empowering people, going against the grain, against the system, against the religious churches and cults. Jesus was a Gnostic, bro. Don't read the fucking demiurge ass Bible, bro. Read the goddamn text and scriptures that Jesus wrote himself that they did not include in the Bible because it's too dangerous. It's not accurate. Nigga, it's truth. That's why they don't want you to read it. Why do you think they edit the Bible so many times? Bro, they're taking out verses. Even the King James, cooked. Old Testament, cooked. It's hard to even find an accurate Bible. And even in that instance, the Bible The God of the Bible, of the Old Testament, is the demiurge, the devil. Y'all got played. Hate to break it to you. Hate to break it to you. It's still a fantastic book. It's a step-by-step guide for expanding your consciousness and unlocking deeper avenues of wisdom in your brain and leveling up your soul. You have to have the eyes to read it, not the stupid ass eyes the church gives you. The fuck? You have to have the eye to read it. The eye to read it. So when you do it through God, bro, it's a long, perilous road. You'll meet friends along the way, but it's a solo journey, man. It's just you and God. You're not going to get any support from any system, any outlets, any media, any friends, any family, anybody that you thought was there for you and would ride for you. You're not going to get any support from them whatsoever. And it's a really interesting phenomena to process when you first start experiencing it. Because God is all about delayed gratification. Why do you think we live in a world full of dopamine hits and instant gratification? It's to keep you down in low density and away from God. But when you learn the delayed gratification and all the shit that I preach about on this channel, it is entirely possible for you to do it through God, and it makes you and your success inevitable. For instance, my journey, man. You may come across this YouTube channel, you may be like, man, this guy's got some fire-ass content, he's smart as fuck, he knows a lot, and what's that? He got 3 views. Oh, wow, that's a great song he made. That's a fire music video, some fire energy. 8 views. Like, this is what I'm talking about. And even on my social media platforms, I would post like a new song I made or a new single, or, you know, I'll do my promotion thing through my own pages. And I'll have everybody from my old reality and my old life watch my stories, watch me post. They'll watch, but they won't like, they won't comment, they won't share, they won't repost, they won't interact. There's one individual that does do that, and that's my fucking camera guy. And he knows I'm inevitable for my rise as well. It's literally him and I with my music shit. Him, me, and God against the world. I feel like Scott Pilgrim. My Ramona Flowers. Little shawty. Because I know my shit, bro. I listen to the mainstream artists these days. I'm like, this is terrible. This is like worse than my first release I've ever released. I'm so much better. But I ain't worried about it. Like I said, it's inevitable. Because I'm doing it through God. And on top of getting to where you need to be, like I said earlier, God will literally heal you. Now I have all these motherfuckers that only knew the damaged, injured, small, limited, low vibrational version of myself, my lower self. And they see me now, my higher self. And they'll be like, oh, he's faking it. Why is he acting like hot shit? Who gave him the right to act and talk like that? And I'm like, fuck you talking about? This is just me. I'm just existing, talking to a fucking GoPro in my goddamn coupe, bro. I'm just making music how I want to make it. I'm filming music videos how I want to film it, and I'm wearing what I wear every day. I'm not dressing up for the camera. This is literally what I wear every day. And fuck yeah, I will show off some shit to the camera too, because I make my own clothing. Hell yeah, I want it. That's part of my creations. I'll blast my music, my clothing, my car wrapping, everything out to the world. It's all me. I can do what I want, bro. And I have the divine authority, just as you have the divine authority to live how your soul truly desires. Do not live according to anybody else's standards. Live according to the Most High's. The Most High's. The Most High's. The Most High. Man, trying to figure out what else to talk about. Oh, did it stop raining a little bit? A little bit. Squeaky, squeaky. Yeah, so let me give me and my brain a few seconds to see if I want to talk about anything else. We're already at 31 minutes exactly. Oh shit, I got a lift today as well. Yeah, so always do it through God. Don't do it through the Matrix. Don't take the easy way out. Don't fucking do it. You want the money and the fame and the success, do it through God. Otherwise, you're going to get what you ask for, and you're going to get rocked. Because I have had my success in the past. I've had an interesting past. So, like, when I first went on my healing journey, God kind of gave me everything I wanted. I ran into a huge windfall. Like, almost 100 grand, bro. Almost 100 bands. And I was so thankful and shit. But I still had a lot of lack, scarcity programming in my system, which you can already put A and B together, judging by what I just said. Let's figure that one out. I didn't blow it all. I didn't gamble it all away. I just made some poor investments and they didn't pay off. That's it. And if I was a lot smarter, knew what I knew, wasn't in that lack scarcity, I wouldn't have made those investments. But I did because I'm like, I must have more money. It's going to run out. I must have more, which is lack. That's fear. That's scarcity. Must have more. Must have greed, like that. I learned my lesson, so God pretty much gave me what I wanted. But I wasn't built for it. And then it went away, and I literally fell apart. Bad. Again. Because I'm just like, I had it, and I lost it. But I learned that that was completely okay, and that was part of the plan, because God just gave me a miniature perspective of what would have happened on a macro scale had I made it in the Matrix and wasn't built. It would have been an even way bigger loss, man. I would have done it. I would have taken me out of commission. So I feel in my heart and my soul that God gave me that windfall with the notion of having me spoil it myself to teach me what being propped up without being built would do to me. And I wouldn't, bro, imagine losing almost 100 grand like that. And I consider that a blessing. Because if I didn't lose that 100 grand and I was still the old self, I wouldn't be creating what I am today. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't, dude, I don't even know. I'd just still be so lost. So I'm very blessed, very fortunate that I lost almost $100,000. Not really lost it. spoiled it. Spoiled. And like I said, it's not irresponsibility and a flaw in my history that was meant to happen, to teach me exactly what it did teach me, to give me the wisdom that I'm spitting at y'all right now. So Daddy has his own experiences. Daddy's been there and done that. That's why Daddy's so wise. Got that, shawty. Sip my sours up. So now, when I get mines properly this time, when you get yours properly, you will be exactly the person qualified for your blessings. And when I think about losing that money a lot, don't get me wrong, I do. Not in the wham, wallow in my bullshit. Woe is me. Wham. Regret. Focus on the past. No, I just go like, man, thank fuck I lost that. Imagine I made it in the rap industry and now I have $10 million in my account. If I fell apart like that, losing $100,000, if I had $10 million in my account, I would go off the rails. I don't even think there'd be any rails left for me to go off of. This whole place would be cooked. This place would be ground zero. Like a goddamn mushroom cloud just went. Very blessed. Very fortunate. Very blessed. And I go through these kind of experiences God gives me these kind of experiences just so I can grow and develop this wisdom, so I can bestow it upon my camera to anybody who needs or resonates with this information, my channel, me, myself, and my music. When you glow, well, I'll finish it with this. When you glow up and come up through the devil, the world will be with you. They will clap for you. Everyone will love you. They'll all want to be your friend. But you won't be built. And you'll probably ruin it, your blessings. And you'll probably sell your soul in the process. When you come up through God, you're going to have no support. The ones closest to you will turn against you. Everybody from your old life will go poof, but they'll surveil and monitor you and watch you, but they won't support you. You won't have any help from these tech giants. If you're trying to be an influencer or music, whatever. I'm an artist, musician. So, like, it'd be nice if... I'm, like, hidden deeply by the algorithm. Now, that's fine, because the only one who can break said algorithm is God. So when I'm 100% ready, when my teapot is steaming, ready to be opened, God will break that algorithm. I'm confident in that. I just have to do the work on my end and build myself. Because the second my timer's done, we go up through God. Everything will almost work against you. That's not from God. Society, systems, people, even your own ego. But the soul has to override that ego. Ego's gotta shush. Gotta starve the ego, put it in the back seat, so the soul can take the wheel. And that's when the magic happens. So, with that being said, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful life. Go with the flow, for you got nowhere to go. Find my music on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Pro. You already know how to find me, bro. So, Man, I really wish the fucking sun was out. We got fucking gas. Chem clouds out today. We got that white monster cocaine paradise sky going on. We're at 40 minutes, so with that being said, yo, take care. Dude, whoever watches this shit, I fucking love y'all. New album coming soon, shit.